some very difficult times from time to time. Sometimes things just don't work out the way we want them to. Sometimes it looks like we're taking 3 steps forward and 5 steps backwards. Sometimes it seems like the more you try to get ahead, the more behind you are. But the message from this morning is just keep your hand in God's hand. Let him know that you're trusting in him. Keep your eyes fixed on him, because God will help you make it through. But not only did we discover that Micah said, I will look unto the Lord, but Micah also said, I will wait on him. In the text, Micah says, I will wait for the God of my salvation. This verb that's used here in this context for the word wait is derived from a Hebrew word which literally means to hope for. It carries the idea of one having a confident expectation, trust, or belief in God's ability. In this sense, waiting on God is not merely wishing that God would change things, but it's knowing that he will. And it's you having a willingness to endure until God shows up. Are you with me here? God may not answer when you want him to, but you got to endure until he shows up. God knows what you need, but more importantly, God knows when you need it. Sometimes God doesn't give it to us right away because we'll mess around and forget where the blessing came from. Can I get a witness in here this afternoon? And sometimes God doesn't just show up when you call on him immediately, because he wants you to understand that no matter how bad things get, no matter how dark it looks, no matter how exhausted you are, he is still God, and as long as he's God, everything is going to be all right. And so you have to learn how to wait on him. Waiting on God is literally a confident expectation that we have in God's ability to keep us when we cannot keep ourselves. It's knowing that God can sustain you when you can't sustain yourself. It's knowing that God has the power to restore you when you can't restore yourself. And so therefore we learn how to just wait on God. When you look at the Psalms, you see folk who learn how to wait on God. In Psalms 31 and beginning in verse number 23, listen to what the psalmist says. In Psalms 31 and verse 23, oh, love the Lord, all ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth the faithful, and plentifully rewardeth the proud doer. He says, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord. And that's what we're talking about this afternoon. My ability to wait on God is literally my confident expectation in what God is going to do in my life. There's so many things that I need for God to work out for me. But before I become frustrated and start moving on my own accord, I'm going to be still and wait on the Lord. I'm going to expect him to do for me what I cannot do for myself. Look at Psalms 130 and verse number 5. And look once more and again at one of the Psalms that give us an indication that God is worth the wait. In Psalms 130 and verse number 5, the psalmist said, I wait for the Lord. My soul doth wait. In his word do I hope. And that's what keeps me stabilized. That's what keeps me holding on when I sometimes want to give up. It's because when I become engrossed in God's word and the word starts to live in my life off the page, I recognize that God has never made a promise that he will not keep. That's the reason why the psalmist says, I hope in his word. I know I can trust God's word when I can't trust mama's word. I know I God's word when I can't trust Daddy's word. I know I can trust God's word when I can't trust my spouse's word. I know I have some dependency and some surety in God. And so therefore, I'll put all my expectation in God, because in Him do I hope and I wait for. I know that God never makes a promise that He will not keep. Even Psalm 27 and verse number 14 bears witness to the truth of this matter for us. In Psalms 27 and beginning at verse number 14, look there with me if you will. For the psalmist said, wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thine heart. The psalmist said, wait, I say on the Lord. Even if you notice here, the psalmist recognized the undeniable fact that we as mere humans are going to get weary. He realizes that we're not strong all the time. We don't have no Superman cloak on that says I can handle speeding bullets at a moment's notice. We have some times when we're up, and then we have some times when we're cast down. We have some times when we're strong, and we have some times when I'm just as weak as water. He realizes that we're not always at our best. That's the reason why He gives us the encouragement to just wait on the Lord. And He says, and be of good courage, and He, the Lord, shall strengthen thine heart. He closes that song by saying, wait on the Lord. My friends, I've learned in my own life, as Micah certainly did, that God is worth the wait. Mama, you got to realize that God is worth the wait. Sometimes it seems like when you're dealing with those children, you're giving them the best, trying to help them be everything that you could not be. And sometimes it seems like it's an uphill battle. But just keep your mind focused on God. Amen. Because God can change things for you. And you will discover that He's worth the wait. Daddy, He's worth the wait. You just got to keep trying to instill those morals and those values in those children. Just keep on doing what you know is best for them. Sometimes they don't understand why you say no when they want you to say yes. But just keep on doing what you know needs to be done. And then just keep bow down unto God in prayer. And you will discover that God is worth the wait. Oh, wife, He's worth the wait. I know you've been trying to get this man to see what you've been trying to say for a long time. You've talked until you're all talked out. And it seems like you're in this all by yourself. But sister, just keep holding on to God's unchanging hand. And just keep your mind focused on He who is able to change him through your submissive actions. And you will discover that God is worth to wait. Husband, He's worth to wait. Just hold on and keep your mind focused on the fact that you are the head of your family, and that if the head gets corrupt, then the family is going to get torn up. Sometimes you just got to strengthen yourself in the Lord. You've got to find the means of finding what you need from God when you can't get it from nowhere else. Daddy, don't give up, but hold on, because He's worth to wait. Even Isaiah informed us that God is worth to wait. In Isaiah chapter 40 and beginning at verse number 29, Isaiah said He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might He increases strength. What this informs me of is the fact that there are going to be times on this Christian journey when I'm not going to be at my best. There are going to be times when I'm going to want to keep on going, but I'm not going to have the strength to keep on moving. There are going to be times when my knees will get feeble and my arms don't carry the weight that I'm putting on them. There are going to be times when I'm bent down beneath the weight that I'm trying to carry. I'm trying to be strong for everybody, but nobody's being strong for me. Every time you look around, somebody's